Hey, though. It's the mafia. This shit for all the gangsters, nigga. Real story. Jugging out the double doors, cuz in the 6'4". Choppers hitting switches on these niggas back in 94. Basketball practice, and after that, I'm back to selling dope. When the cops hit the ab, I done made a rack off of my pager though. When the WAP hit my box, I'ma hit them back, I'm on the payphone. My shoebox getting full, I need to go buy me a safe for real. It's treacherous outside, not supposed to have it, but I paid for it. A brand new out the box, Thule on me while I'm trapping. And I hope I ain't gotta go use it, but I know how shit tend to happen. And plus it be like insurance with a nigga be out here trafficking. I'm talking about how the money.
Yo, man, what's happening, man? Time for that Coach Push Beat podcast. We back at y'all with another episode, back like we never left. Let them know what's happening, Captain.
And they already know, man. There's a lot of stuff in the air, man. But we gonna need y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ding the notification bell, so y'all ain't never missing no news. Secondly, you know what I mean? We gonna get into what's been going on in the Midwest, because it's always something going on in the Midwest, but the Midwest culture don't really get talked about a lot. But we really gonna start off this episode with the 3 aspiring rappers from Michigan that came up missing, that was missing for 2 weeks, and they found their body as of yesterday in an apartment, a bedded apartment. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff going on with that. At first, it wasn't really no whole bunch of details, but now it's been flooded with a lot of details as far as what's going on with them, what may have transpired, what may have led to it, the confrontations between them and whoever he been getting into it with that was allegedly locked up with him, that he was talking about paperwork. It's just a lot of stuff going on with that. What you think about it, though?
From what I was told, man, when I first stepped foot in the Midwest, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know how the vibe was gonna be. But when I got to the Midwest, of course, you know what I mean, the dudes that was outside real recognized real, they showed love. And as we went to politics and everything, I was like, man, it's rough as hell up here. And this is it. This is their exact words, bro. He was like 9 times out of 10 when somebody gets smushed up here, and it's just
They done
he
did
said
something.
he said either he done took something from somebody, he owed somebody, or he done did some slime ball type stuff. You know what I mean? And it ain't gonna never. He was like, in the Midwest we show love. We ain't gonna never just just out here free picking people, because people in the Midwest, they get into the bread. So when somebody get smushed out here, it's a reason. You know what I mean? I had to look at it like it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because every don't get me wrong, the Midwest mentality is different from others, but when they do mess with you, you know what I mean, they recognize you're a solid cat. You know what I mean? It be all love. So with that being said, when I did my research on it, I was like, 9 times out of 10, okay, I see they rocking red bandanas. So 9 times out of 10, they may be 7 Mile Bloods or whatever the case may be. But all three of them. Matter of fact, it was one of them throwing up the B. So 9 times out of 10, the rest of them had to be B dogs. But the thing about it, the way they got slaughtered and treated, something happened. Something happened for it to go down like that, boy. Yeah, like and to get booked and then they get canceled.
It's almost like was that the back door right there? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Was the people that booked the show the people that was getting at the 3 that lost their life? You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Because it
And
can
they,
go like that. Like we just seen
hmm
rappers today get robbed like that. The niggas that they get booked, you don't always know who booking you, especially if you being booked through your manager booking people. So the people that book you might not be your necessary op, but they booking you through this person. So now you
third
get
person.
booked, and then voila, you won't, like For instance, rest in peace, Jay the Youngin, when he had that incident when the chain got took on stage. That was the easiest way for them to get him. Booking and
Mm-hmm.
snatch the chain. That's the closest you're
Right,
gonna get to him.
right. It makes
Because when you
sense.
book somebody, you kind of establishing a business trust. And
You must show up.
you know, the industry being ran by the streets, so everything going by street rules. And I ain't gonna just say that's a Midwest thing because the attitude of the streets is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Midwest, we have our own attitude. Yeah, we soak up bits and pieces from other regions of the US, like the West Coast and in the South and stuff like that. But we got our own attitude, our own mentality. So when it comes to certain things, especially street beefs, and that's really anywhere, when you outside, you really ain't got to do nothing. You can just be
Mm-hmm.
from the wrong street, and right there you'll have 100 niggas that'll kill you in a heartbeat. You see what I'm saying? So then we see that he gang bang and everything that I seen on social media with him involved in it, far as appearance wise in a picture or something. He had his red bandana, so evidently he claiming blood's heavy. So you know he into the gang life. So you know what come with gang living,
Mm-hmm.
nigga. You got enemies for sure. So who are we to say that them wasn't his enemies in that FaceTime,
Right.
that Instagram live
It
or
didn't take no rocket science to figure it out because it was being subliminal. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, but
We
we
already
don't know.
know.
We see
We
Chicago niggas on the phone on the FaceTime all the time on the IG live and shit, being sarcastic about dead homies and
right.
talk about laughing and giggling about what they'll do to a nigga if they catch him. Where you at? And you see what I'm saying? So it's like that's just what's in the atmosphere today,
It's
but it's not a healthy
it's
thing.
it's definitely in the atmosphere. Cause okay, I'm paying attention to Buddy, and I remember him saying something like this: "I'm gonna bring Jock with me," and the ops were like, "Oh, bring." You know what I mean? Bring him. We gonna all this squad. So it let me know right then. Oh, y'all talking about meeting up and rocking out. You feel me? And it's so dumb. Rest in peace to the little dude just got killed in my city for the same thing. Trying to do trying to do what dudes on the Midwest do far as Chicago. He went over there to this project like 3 minutes away from mine, went over there, went live, walking through these dudes' hood and was like, you ain't in the project when it's dark, huh? You claim you're a thug, you ain't got no heart, huh? Soon as he got off live, this happened this week. Soon as he got off live, he got smushed. Now the thing is, why? What's wrong with these dudes wanting to go live
You
and
know what it
drop low?
is? Where back in the '90s, real gangsters, even back in the '80s and the '70s, real gangsters, real drug kingpins, real killers, they was humble.
Mm-hmm.
You ask anybody about them, when they telling you about their legacy, they gonna always tell you they was a good nigga to people.
Right. That's
You
they
see what I'm
best friend.
saying?
Right.
So being these things don't make you this evil nigga, but at the same time, today ain't no such thing as no humble killers, no humble dealers, no humble steppers, because everybody want to tell you what they did.
That's facts.
So they put an extra sauce on the situation. Not only are they incriminating themselves, but they also putting themselves in a deeper cup of bullshit because when you might be talking directly to these people, super tough, but then it's these other people that's watching you like this nigga think he hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get up with this nigga, man. Put the press on this nigga, man. Let him
Right.
know, like, nigga, everybody ain't them. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the energy you give out, you're gonna receive.
Yeah, that's what they putting out there in the atmosphere. They gotta realize, like your mom used to tell when you was young, like when you was young. It's somebody out there better than you. You ain't the only. You ain't all that. You ain't that.
Go for sure, for sure. And it's
Yeah.
like that. And I think that's the difference between today and now, whereas where back then and now is where today a younger can do something and to them in their head, cause they stepping, they can't get stood on.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they feel. Whereas back in the day, a killer, he already humble. People respect his mentality because they know he don't even jump on demon time unless it's meant.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if he gotta take one, he took something that was necessary to take. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a, oh, he coming around, somebody in trouble. It's not that. Whereas
No, it's a
today, niggas
call.
want to give off that aura where, okay, I did this, I'm this dangerous, nigga. You better watch what the fuck you do, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
This generation is not really accepting apologies or my bad or you know what I mean. They more aggressive.
And why you think that is though?
A lot of music influence. No big homies.
I'm gonna say music could be 40% of it.
Mm-hmm. Not listening to the big
The
homies.
other 60 is peer pressure. Because if you go one on one with a nigga ain't gonna respect the fact that you went one on one with this nigga and y'all put the paws on each other, whatever. Win or lose. You lose, these niggas, it's a joke to them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It becomes a joke to them, and to you, it becomes a offense. So
Mm-hmm.
in the long run, that peer pressure right there, of them making jokes about the situation, will make you go do something to a nigga. Because
It
nigga, you getting
will.
tired of hearing this shit. You see what I'm
It
saying? So
will.
a lot of times when stuff happen, it be due to niggas being instigators.
It does. Somebody
And
put a
I done
battery in
seen
somebody's head.
firsthand one of my partners locked up right now doing 17 years because something was going on. He was fucking with this broad. She decides to take like 10, 15 grams from this nigga
Mm-hmm.
and go give it to another nigga. When he find out stuff missing, he fall out with her. He find out where it come from. That's automatic. You finna fall out with this nigga. And dude was one of them ones too. So it wasn't like you just was into it with a nigga that you just gon' it's gonna be that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I watched another nigga instigate the whole situation to the point where it resulted in that other nigga getting killed. You see what I'm saying? And to see the instigation right there and see everything pan out how it did, and even to see the nigga that came up on the losing end ride past me in his car full of holes from an AK-47, arm out the window, he like this, hanging out the window, the car's still rolling. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
None of this happens though if it's not a person instigating the situation. So this ain't just in that situation, it's in a lot of people's situation because even with me when I was a young nigga, when I was going through things, the first time I really ever got shot at, I'm sitting in the car with one of my homies. He really, this nigga's a killer. He
Mm-hmm.
looking at me, nigga, cut the music down and everything. Shit, nigga. Nigga, what you gonna do, cuz? Not what we gonna do. What you gonna
What
do?
you
Because you
gonna
gotta
do?
stand on something. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's peer pressure because, yeah, I'm gonna do something, but that peer pressure right there made me go step a
Right.
little bit. Ain't
He
no
put that. He put
right
that
now.
battery
You
in
see
your
what I'm-
back.
Yeah, and peer pressure that is in everybody's
That
circle, man.
happens all the time. You right. That's
It's in
facts.
everybody's circle, man. So
But
how do you shake that?
I'm gonna put it like this, like you said, nobody like to lose. Like when I was in my prime, I said the same thing. Like damn, I don't want to be looked at as if I lose a fade or whatever, ain't nobody gonna like me, nobody gonna speak to me. Until I realized when I got to the chain game that win, lose, or draw, if you stand on all 10, you still a man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
But how the streets be set up, they be looking at it like, oh, you ain't him. You know what I mean?
Even on social media, if me
Mm-hmm.
and you get into an argument, but your voice louder, I got less to say. You just punked me on the live. Now
Right.
I'm the bitch and you the nigga that's stepping. So it's like this. It's all everything today is misconstrued. You can't be like, you know what? I'm gonna stand on cuz when I catch you next time, because
Mm-hmm.
niggas got their phones and shit out. What happened about this time? Because you saw him and you just kept it pushing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lil Migo incident, perfect example. He let a handicapped nigga mush him. Everybody, but you ain't looking at the bigger picture.
Right.
He take off on this nigga that could ruin his
It's
career.
over. It's over.
You know what I mean? So you do have to use your head a little bit more, but peer pressure nowadays will make you. I just
Explode.
niggas will go outside and catch a murder case about peer pressure, man.
You'll black out. You definitely will. So it's like in these days of time, by everybody being on demon time, bro, it's like you gotta move strategically out here.
You do.
You know what I mean? It
Because
ain't like it ain't like back in the days, you know, you could have your boom box on your shoulder, listen to your speakers and you ride and listen to your music. Walk and listen to your music, rapping. These days you gotta be on point. When you like I was telling my partner, like in certain cities where you're not from or whatever, you got your AirPods blasting, you don't know, you just walk past some creatures, but you
mm-hmm.
got your music so loud you ain't paying attention to where these boys finna go on and scratch you around this corner. See what
Because
I'm
you ain't
saying?
paying attention.
Yeah, so it's like you got to move with sense out here, man. It ain't nothing to play with.
Especially when you somewhere that you're not from. Because keep in mind where other people from and where they hustle and where they grind and where they put their work in and what they represented don't matter if it's 11th Street. Your ass
Mm-hmm.
on 11th Street and shit go down on 11th Street. Don't nobody know you, but you just happen to be walking down 11th Street. You automatic op to them because they don't know
Right.
who the fuck you is. So nigga,
Yeah.
keep in mind that you don't got nothing to do with nothing. That don't mean that's how it's gonna be perceived by somebody else. And in the Midwest, it's different because our mentality. We don't like each other, nigga. We don't like each other. So what make you think we gonna like you? That's our mentality. Why you
Right.
think Ohio artists, Indiana artists, Kansas artists, Missouri artists, Oklahoma artists, Nebraska, all these places, they have to get up out their region to get to that part of the ladder in the game to be recognized properly.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the Midwest, nigga don't give a fuck about you, man. Your ops ain't playing your shit, nigga. Them niggas from in the next city, if they ain't heard nothing about you, they ain't playing that shit neither, man. Fuck that nigga, man. We be over here killing more niggas than them.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, the attitude fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why niggas in the Midwest gotta leave because we can't even build up our rapport in the Midwest region just going through the whole Midwest because your ass go to Kansas, you got to deal with the gang culture. You go to St. Louis, gang culture. So that's Missouri, Kansas. You see what I'm saying? You go to Michigan, you got to deal with their culture. You come to Ohio, you got to deal with our culture. You go to Indiana and all these other places, you got to deal with
Wisconsin,
they.
all that.
Yeah, and the next door neighbor don't give a fuck about what they got going on 45 minutes away, hour away, 2 hours. Man, fuck y'all. That's a Midwest nigga attitude. Whereas, like in the South, you can go here, here, there. You might have confrontation here and there sometimes,
Right.
but the hospitality be there for the most part. Music good, vibes good. Nigga, we fucking with this nigga. It's
Right.
different in the Midwest. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, ain't nobody speaking up there.
It's
It's a,
different. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
different. And if Trick didn't bust open the floodgates like he did when he put his foot down and said niggas not about to be coming to Detroit in and out this motherfucker doing shows and ain't playing and ain't
showing no
socking in
love.
artists, ain't letting the artists do no performing and ain't doing no features. Y'all can't come here then. You see what I'm saying? And from there it established a certain type of respect because when niggas came through Detroit,
They
they
gotta
had to
give him
tap
the
in.
biggest flowers for
And,
that,
then
dog.
and by them tapping in, it gave other artists opportunities they wouldn't have got because we in the Midwest.
Facts. Cause Ice will say when he first came out, and he I forgot what podcast he went to, and he let them hear their music. They laughed at it like it was a joke. You know what I
So
mean?
if
It
the
was
labels was laughing at it and calling it this and that, what you think Ohio was doing, Indiana was doing,
hmm
Missouri was doing, Oklahoma, Nebraska, nigga, we don't like that shit.
yeah,
You
yeah,
see what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck you from the same region. We like, man, fuck what they talking about. You feel our mentality is fucked up. And that's why, as a whole, the Midwest only gets sprinkled, the industry gets sprinkled with talent from the Midwest
right.
until Detroit just got its shine because Detroit got on and they did the Atlanta. Couple niggas from Detroit got on. Next thing you know, 1,000 niggas from Detroit got on.
That's facts.
Once they got on and got to that point
Once
in
T
the
Grizzly kicked the door,
once that happened, it opened the door for everybody. But once they got to that point where Detroit is up here in the industry, everybody automatically fucked with them because this is how this shit go. Niggas don't fuck with you at the beginning, but once everybody start fucking with you, now everybody mysteriously fuck
right?
with you. It's
Now
weird.
everybody meat riding.
Yeah, it's weird, and that's where
Everybody want Midwest instrumentals on their
yeah,
album now.
and they done really influenced the culture, but you got to understand what they had to go through and the mentality we got.
But but like I said, over when it comes to rough places like the Midwest, uh, places like Louisiana, Baton Rouge, where it's hard for you to be heard because you faced with so many obstacles and hurdles. That's what makes the music better, and it brings something beautiful, man. It's like the rose from the concrete. You did what I'm saying? It was hard for that little rose to come up out of the concrete, but it did. You see what I'm saying?
It
Like,
did.
bro,
It's just I love the fact that we get to see Detroit because Detroit winning makes me feel like the Midwest winning period, and
fact.
that's how people in the Midwest have to take it because we don't have an abundance of famous rappers. You see what I'm saying?
hmm
So we kind of got to receive it like that, especially if you're not like no hater type of nigga. Because once again, the Midwest has a lot of rappers, state to state,
Right.
but we can't get on due to these Midwest politics and the mentality of a Midwest nigga, man.
But shout out to Iceberg, but yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he
Shout
said
out
he
to
got.
everybody in Detroit doing their thing, man.
If
Especially
I'm
Ice
not mis-
Bear Vizo because Vizo been in the game for a long time. So if you had to ask me, I'm going to say he's like more of a pioneer in today's generation of music because he's setting the tone for a Detroit nigga, which he always have been. But today he really showing that nigga, I always had this sauce. Y'all just was overlooking me.
right,
So to me,
Right.
I look at Ice where Vizo like a pioneer. You know what I mean?
And you know what's wrong about it, bro? A lot of people ain't said it because I get it. It People be a little biased, and a lot of people don't even know music. But Iceworld got one of the hardest tapes out this year, Gangsta Grills,
Was it
besides
Paint the City?
Finesse.
Which
Huh?
one? Which one? Paint the City?
The Gangsta Grills that he just
I
did.
think that's called Paint the City. I think.
And, hey, pressure. Pressure, you can let it. I've never been a biased type person when it comes down to music. You know, even though where I'm from, people listen to the beat before
Mm.
the lyrics. I'm listening to all of it, the production, the lyrics. I think it was a masterpiece, bro. I
And
definitely
and
think it
and
was a
and,
masterpiece.
Viz, and Vizo is like I said. This is another reason why I call him one of the pioneers of Detroit music.
Mm-hmm. Cause the grind he put in.
The grind he put in, and he's the poster child for what Detroit niggas is about. They about getting their money. They about standing on business. They bout that, nigga.
Yeah,
And Bezo, he give you that. He give you that rich nigga vibes. He give you that rich street nigga vibes. He give you I did this on my own, no handout vibe. That's the mentality of a Midwest nigga, not just Detroit, a Midwest nigga.
that see people certain cats will have to leave off their soil to come to the Midwest just to see like how it is as far as like a lot of people they only give props to Atlanta and New York when it comes to fashion. But Detroit, let me say this again, Detroit, when you go up in a city, bro, you watching real killers with fashion. I know it might sound crazy, but you might have a cold blooded stepper with some $3,000 buffs on, with Louis on his feet. You know
But
what I mean?
see, until you go everywhere in the Midwest and really see that type of culture in every, cause that's the Midwest.
Right.
Because no matter what's going on, gang shit, all the bullshit, money more important.
Hmm.
That's why money will get you knocked off.
Yeah, because I
You know what
mean,
I'm saying?
if they just take a look at the Detroit lined up when you look at their rappers, the ones that's from the street, man, they shining harder than some of
But
these
that's what
boys
I'm
in the
saying. That's
industry.
why I'm saying it's a Midwest thing. Because I could show you 30, 40 rappers from Cleveland, the same all through Ohio. That's the same way. They hopping out something stupid. They dress like they look like the niggas on TV already.
They got that shit
But
on.
it ain't just Ohio or Michigan, cuz it's the Midwest. That's our
Right, for
mentality.
sure. The
You
the
gonna
the,
put
the
that shit
whole
on. You gonna catch a Midwest nigga in the trap in $1,000 outfit, $2,000 outfit in a trap. He can leave the trap and go to the
in,
club. That's
in
how we. That's just our mentality. Whereas if
the,
you go other places, niggas ain't on the block like that. Niggas on the block in regular shit.
now,
When
now
they
let me
done doing that, they go put their shit on and go out. Nigga, we hustle like that.
but I'm gonna tell you what else too, cuz that's left out. Now you know we architects of this music thing now. Long as we've been listening to music, I can honestly say the Midwest, they was the first ones to really push that dog food music in the industry.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Like really trademark it.
yeah, like they the first
I
one I
agree.
heard talking about rapping by dog shit.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Pocket full of dog shit. I was selling weed until I started selling dog shit. Like
And
they
also out of now when you said that you said Detroit, right?
No, I said the
Okay,
Midwest.
okay. Now I will say that because the mob, I tell you about them all the time. We ain't gonna get specific about that. We gonna keep that where it's at. But cause if you really listen to all of their music, that's what they rapping about.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't rapping about nothing else. They rapping about
Dog. Yeah, they talk about the American dream, bro. They ain't
hear the
playing.
Akron niggas, what you seen the pit bulls all in the video, them niggas dog
Yeah,
food. Niggas like niggas
yeah. No, nobody didn't do that, bro. Nobody have like.
understand cause Chicago is like the hub. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the new hub for that.
Right, right.
In this region, that's the hub. That's where the
But
cartels is at, nigga, and they there. Like nigga, like
but like I said though, cuz like even though they didn't let they didn't let the trap music come through the Chirac, but all these other areas of the Midwest, you got uh the Akron cats, Oklahoma, the Bay Area, Ohio, Detroit. Y'all was the ones that, you know what I mean, like you said, had the dogs in the video really branding, the lifestyle of the Midwest, knocking niggas down and selling dogs. Like them boys be self-made millionaires before they even,
and
you know what I mean?
and what make it bad is every city got some of that going on in Ohio. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But because the cities don't fuck with each other, you see what I'm saying? It makes it harder for Cleveland artists, Beulah artists, Columbus artists, Cincinnati, Lima, Dayton, Toledo, uh, all the spots in between. It makes it harder for all of these for you to see groups of niggas from. You're not gonna see uh pack of Cleveland niggas and a pack of Cincinnati niggas moving around in Atlanta. You just ain't gonna see that. You
Yeah,
will see some Cincinnati niggas down there moving around. You see some Cleveland niggas down there moving around. Columbus. You're gonna see every city in Ohio moving around down there. But you're not gonna see them moving around together.
together.
And that's the biggest motherfucking problem
Problem.
in the Midwest, man.
Big
The
problem.
biggest. So leading back to these niggas losing their life, rest in peace to them, condolences to their family. It just shows you the mentality of the Midwest. It don't listen. You been outside and you was a street nigga, you was attached to something. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you ain't had to do nothing. Once you start to claim a section, every section got enemies, nigga. And when you decide to wake up and represent something, understand you inheriting that smoke too, nigga. If you didn't have a personal issue with somebody on your own time that led to y'all losing your life. But with me, I'm a street nigga. We street niggas. So to three people in a bando dead is not regular.
Mm-mm.
You can't just kidnap three niggas, neither.
This
I'm not
was
the biggest nigga in the book, but if you jump out on me, you got your stick out and you pop your trunk and you say, get in the trunk, nigga, do your shit, cause I
Let me
ain't getting in
stand
the
on
trunk.
it.
Do your shit, cause I ain't getting in the trunk. You just gonna have to do your shit. So I just can't see no niggas jumping out on three dudes, that street dudes too, and taking these niggas. So it had to be a back door somewhere along the line, and it could have started from the event.
Yeah, we ain't heard nothing
It
like
could have
that.
started from the event, but it's a possibility that it didn't. Because one thing I'm going to say about this: when you're an artist, it's easy to keep tabs on you because your face always on the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
You pull up in somebody's city, and you got a show tonight, tomorrow, whatever, the date on there, the time on there, and your face on there. Whether you famous or independent, nigga, you on the flyer.
It kind of puts
So
you in. It kind of puts you in the mind of what's the dude name from Chicago, KTS Dre.
how he got out
Somebody
of jail,
anonymous dude bond him out, and then he catch 63 hot ones.
almost like the ops bonded him out on purpose
Yeah,
because they wanted him that bad. Like, what did you do that was that bad that a nigga said, you know what, we gonna put this money up, get him out, smoke him soon as he get down the street. That ain't stuff that randomly happens. Nigga,
no,
you did something. Period. Because niggas not gonna go that far out they way to do you like that.
they had to have you. They had to have you.
Midwest mentality, man, is you know what I mean? And I say this all the time. As a street nigga, what you do in the past can haunt you in the future. Even when you no longer live in your past. And what I mean by that, you could have been a killer in your past. All of a sudden, you a preacher in the church. But what happens one day when you coming out the corner store, got your little preacher suit on, and a nigga remember you from back then, you stepped on one of his folks. He don't care about you preaching right now.
Nah.
10, 15 years later, I'll call you. I'm finished. And you and your guards is all the way down. You smoke sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Because the game don't forget about nobody. That's why I'm so cautious and observant when I'm anywhere, because nigga, I done did a lot of shit. And when you done did a lot of shit, nigga, you always watching your motherfucking back.
Mm-hmm.
That's any nigga that done been outside that done put in any type of work. So that type of mentality, get back ain't just a Midwest mentality. That's an everywhere mentality. If you in the streets, nigga, you run off with the pack, you got to know whoever pack that was, go get some get back. Oh, you shot a nigga, he died, or he didn't die, either or. You got to understand that
It's
where he come
crazy because
from.
you're like Willie D was saying, everybody rappers now. Every street nigga wanna attach themselves to being a rapper. So when you doing all this slime ball shit out here, you know
But
what I
not
mean?
just a rapper, cuz, because we seeing more rappers want to be street niggas. So really the streets influence the people in the game that ain't living like that, because all of a sudden these $1 million niggas that don't even have to do that is in the hood influenced by niggas that ain't even got $1,000 in the bank. It's
Right.
backwards.
It's like it's a big thing now. Remember back in the days, it was only a selected few that grabbed the mic. Nowadays, majority of the city is a rapper. That makes sense, cuz.
It makes sense, and I'm gonna tell you why it makes sense. And I'm speaking from an artist perspective because street nigga too. And rapping wasn't really even purposely meant for me. Like, it wasn't some I always knew how to rap because I used to freestyle in the clubs and shit like that when I was young, nigga, with my niggas. I get into the club with my niggas and they snatch the mic up, I do my thing. But anyway, you see people on TV rapping,
Hmm.
and they rapping certain things that's relative to your life. And sometimes you may question most of the people that you watching or listening to. And you be like,
Right.
damn, were these niggas kind of like telling my story? You feel what I'm saying? And then you kind of get into this bracket where you like, well, if they telling my types of stories, my type of lifestyle, then I'm gonna try to too. It's just that they just jump out there. They don't polish themselves up first. And what I
Hmm.
mean by that is they first 3 songs, they wrapping them up, putting them in the stove. Like, nigga, sharpen your skill up first.
Right. Right.
Every
Work on
nigga
your
that know
craft.
karate can't go whoop a nigga soon as he put the karate suit on. You gonna get whooped. You ain't even, Sensei ain't even upgraded your belt yet, and you outside trying to, you think you nigga gonna beat you up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like discipline. You
Facts.
gotta be able to sharpen your skill. You know what I mean? And when you start seeing people believe in what you're doing, you gotta get more serious at sharpening your skill because now people starting to believe in what you say. You
That's
see what I'm
facts.
saying? And that's why a lot of street niggas trying to rap because it's really our easiest way out. Going to get no job is not gonna take us away from the life we live in.
No.
When
No.
mom need to get out the trenches, sis got 2, 3 bullshit baby daddies. I got you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got kids, and it's just a whole bunch of distraught shit. So it's like that's the easiest way for a street nigga. If you that dope nigga in your hood, you the nigga that got the money from getting that money in the street, that's your best bet. If you ain't the rap nigga, if you ain't the nigga that's the rapper, but you up, so you the businessman. But that nigga the rapper, that's called an investment.
Mm-hmm.
Either which way, like that's why people getting into it because the dope boys living like the niggas on TV. They got the jewelry, the same watch, the same shoe, outfit. Head.
All all
You bought that outfit yesterday before this video came out. I ain't know that nigga bought that. You feel me? Like this niggas living like that. So they look at it and they be like, damn, he ain't super raw, but he decent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing the same thing because nowadays popularity gets you into the game more than skill. So if
Right.
you come out and you look like you a
You
demon,
got the image, yeah.
yeah, or you look like you that nigga that just get money where you at.
Yeah. It's
You
either
gonna
you
do
got
what
the
you
it's
do
either you got
because
the
niggas
gang
buy into that.
it's either you got the gangster image or you got the sex image.
The
Either
what
one.
image? The
The
what?
sex symbol image.
So you got to separate the gangster from the hustler because the hustler image another image.
Right.
Because the hustler don't always mean a gangster. That don't mean a hustler won't get gangster. A hustler main focus is money.
Mm-hmm.
A gangster about really whatever it take to do whatever I need. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And then you do got the people that's like the sex symbol in the game. So I would say
Yeah.
it's like three different things you could be. You could be the demon, you could be the hustler, or you could be the sex symbol.
Mm-hmm. You
And
gotta
some
pick.
people got it to where they everything because that's how the bras look at Moneybag and Dirt. They street
That's
niggas,
fact.
but they look at them like sex symbols,
All
and
that.
and you see what I'm saying? And they got the gangster shit too. So it's really like some people gonna come in and they gonna fit all 3 brackets
Mm-hmm.
without even trying to fit all 3 brackets because Moneybag didn't come in trying to be the pretty boy. You see what I'm saying? He was on
Right.
his shit just like Dirk did. Just over time, niggas got money. They sauce got thicker. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And as they grew into that shit to the public eye, the women like she here. You see what I'm saying? So now they fit all brackets. It's
Right.
not everybody gonna do that, but some will. But that's why a lot of people want to rap though, because I mean, think of it, cuz what other option is it outside of trying to be a rapper? Can you immediately do that? You got especially if you got a, and if you hustled in the street, you already got a business mentality. I don't know if a lot of niggas that come from the street that hustle know this, but I'm just gonna give you some
You're an
gems real quick.
entrepreneur.
Yes, you are an entrepreneur. You just got to put that energy into something else. So yes, you can run a business or conduct a business or create one, but it's nothing else out there for us to do. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna get us some money legally, bro.
That's facts. So what's up with this King Von situation, man?
Mm. You know, it's always speculation in the air about Vaughn when he was here and when he was gone. But since he been gone, I feel like it's been more. I feel like his name ringing more because his name wasn't even ringing about stuff prior to the Quando Rondo situation. Rest in peace,
Right.
Devon. Prior to that, he wasn't getting into anything where his name was like, "Oh, this nigga hot right
Constantly
now,"
coming up. Right.
except for the shit with Dirk.
His artistry
And
was
that was
what we
already
was
probably
talking
like a
about.
year, almost too old when he died. So it's just like his name on fire from if he was here, he'd be indicted for murder and he get pinned for other murders and the case with the shit with him and Dirk, they saying he would have got indicted on that too. Then, you got this where they saying, well, Quando can't really allegedly say that them niggas ain't slid for Vine because it's in the air that they saying that niggas slid on Lil Tim.
And Pablo.
Not Lil Tim, but Lil Pop. That's what I meant. To
Mm-hmm.
correct that. Lil Pop, not Lil Tim.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? They saying that was to get back. And I'm gonna tell you why I think that could be a true story is because
He
Dirk had
insinuated it already on
decade
Babyface new album.
he got a decade long relationship with the West Coast.
He put it
So here
inside
it is.
Baby. The track that he just did with Babyface on Babyface new album, he insinuated it. You know what I mean? Talking about what happened. So you know how smart he
Rondo
was.
ain't tap in with the set. Strike one. You ain't tap in with the set, so they already, we know how this Cali mentality shit go. When you don't tap in with your section, nigga.
You fool.
So with that being said, you did. He was already on thin ice with that. Nah, they probably necessarily wasn't gonna do nothing to him and no shit like that. But nigga, you ain't come over here to get good with us. Don't come over here to try to get good with us when something happened. So he
Mm-hmm.
already on messed up terms with the set, whereas Dirk already cool with
With
niggas
the
from the
with the
set.
real members.
Yeah. So really, all it takes is a bag to drop for that situation to even happen.
And you
To the point
gone.
where Chicago niggas don't even have to leave and put themselves in harm's risk trying to tag this nigga out of town. They can have niggas that know how to work that section do it.
And they gonna make it do what it do for that chick.
Evidently they did. They took one.
For sure. I'm talking about shout
And
out to
Lil
Lil
Pop is
Baby
the
man.
result of what I've been saying all show.
If
When you pick a side, you inherit the problems that side got. Lil Pop was from that side. That problem was his problem too. So him losing his life, even though it wasn't intended, because let's just be honest, the shooters didn't jump out to shoot Lil Pop. They were shooting in hopes of killing Quando. They didn't get Quando. They got his homie. Either which way, we took one like y'all took one of ours. So if that's a truth, because we don't know if this is a truth. All this is alleged. All this is speculation. Ain't none of this a
entertainment
truth. So
purposes.
you know what I mean? We don't know if that's what happened, but I'm saying if that's what happened, you can no longer rap about niggas ain't getting no get back for Vine.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But
over with for that.
some things don't even take a rocket scientist to figure
That
out, man.
bar got to disappear now.
Real talk.
Ain't no more of that.
Yeah, they gotta nip that in the bud.
And these are the types of situations you can't do these types of things. You can't put a hit on a nigga and say, "Yeah, nigga, I'm the one paid that 100,000, nigga." You can't do that. You're going to
No,
jail.
you gonna get your dumb ass
You're
banned.
going to jail. So you know what I'm saying? Nobody can be cocky enough to brag on it. You just have to indirectly
Those
be,
subliminals.
yeah.
That's
Indi-
all.
you got to be subliminal enough to make it work for you. You know what I mean? And in this case, you seeing it a little bit, and you kind of got to expect it. But like I said, these are two cities niggas that's in it really three because you got Baton Rouge, Savannah, and Chicago tied into this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know where you're gonna meet up with niggas at, and that was a clear indication of that. Quando didn't necessarily know Von was. He didn't know Von was there, but that's a spot people go. Even Boosie said, "Nigga, I was just there the other night, but I decided to chill this night. I ain't go out."
Mm-hmm.
So you will never know when you pull up and it's go time.
Right.
It was unexpected for both parties because whereas y'all used to be cool, you had enough kind of respect to be like, nigga, we ain't even going gun first. We just gonna deal with this shit like,
Accordingly.
you see what I'm saying, and going about our business. But it ended up going that way anyway because niggas that's with these niggas got their jobs, and that's how they keep them. By making
Yeah.
sure this nigga straight. If I'm here to make sure this nigga straight, regardless of what he say, my job is to make sure this nigga straight. So if Von tell everybody leave the guns in the crib, which I'm sure everybody didn't leave the gun in the car, because for them to return fire, somebody still had their gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying they was wrong by that because nigga, you supposed to be protecting Von, regardless how comfortable he is, you still supposed to be on guard. So them niggas was doing their fucking job by still having a tool. Just like Lil Tim was doing his job. Regardless if it was a fight, nigga, pow pow, nigga, get up off my nigga.
Mm-hmm. That's the
That's his
street.
job.
That's the street. Ain't
It's
no
just
rules.
it's just messed up because Von gone. It's like he not resting in peace.
Nah, he receiving too much backlash from the media and these confidential informers.
And to keep it 100, and I'm gonna say this shit because I don't care who watching. That's how I know this nigga pumped a lot of fear into a lot of niggas' hearts because why you bitch ass niggas wasn't doing all this shit, nigga, when
When
this
he was
nigga was
living.
alive? Why you niggas wasn't telling and being the witnesses and yeah, that nigga he the one had killed her and yeah, I was there when he shot him and all of a sudden all the charges with him and Dirk all he is now. Why all this happening when he dies? Because you niggas feared that nigga enough not to play with that man.
They know he was pressure.
Y'all
They know
feared
that
that
man was
man.
pressure.
Like Charleston said, Von was like the only nigga in the rap game that was really a killer and rapped about being a killer. He said it's a lot of niggas rap about being killers, but they ain't killers. He said, nigga, he was the only one.
That's
He was
right.
the only one in a rap flooded world full of killers, dealers, drillers.
Him and the baby. We can't leave the baby out.
The baby don't promote killing.
He don't. You're right. You're right. We can't put him in
Vaughn
there.
came in,
You're
nigga.
right.
I
We can't
will
put him
put
in there.
you in
You're
the
right.
dirt. He come
You're
from the
right.
trio mentality. The
You're
baby
right.
on some animated shit. He on some. The baby is the new Busta Rhymes, bro.
Ludacris, Busta Rhymes.
That's his bracket. But he will punch and he will shoot you because he a street nigga. That's not to say that Busta Rhymes wouldn't have fucked you up because he had shooters around him too coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get Busta fucked up because he rapped like that. You could have got clapped outside playing with Busta.
Yeah, he from them
You know what I
trenches,
mean?
man.
But Von was the poster child for what a rapper that's really a killer look like. If I'm mistaken, just name me one more nigga that just was a fucking serial killer.
It's unheard
Name
of.
me one other nigga in the rap game that we know.
Unheard of.
Even the police, like, yeah, this nigga, it's possibility that he got about 10 murders out here. We just can't get him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Name me a rapper that got that reputation.
It ain't none,
That's at
dog.
the peak of what Vine was at, because he wasn't even at his peak.
It was his rookie year.
And he created an atmosphere in rap where it made the streets more dangerous because if this what the new generation of rap is, a nigga that got 7, 8 bodies
Right.
running a rap game. Oh, I gotta go kill me some niggas, man, and then make my mixtape. That you gotta understand that influence right there that Von gave off was more dangerous than the whole image that Chicago gave off with the academics war in Chirac, because you talking about one single fucking person that got enough bodies to make a basketball team, starting squad and niggas on the bench.
Real talk.
Cause we ain't never witnessed that shit in rap. And we just
And
seen that.
probably will never see it again.
I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna see it again because these little niggas is dangerous today. And like I said, that was another way. The when Chief came in, that was a wave of danger that hit the street. That turned them young niggas up. But you gotta understand all the other drill rappers that then came up and then carried that momentum this entire time. The G Herbos, the other niggas that still top tier niggas that still pushing that drill envelope, dirt, niggas like that. Once Von came in, he put a different energy in the air because he a killer. So now the little niggas outside like shit. The Chicago niggas at first influenced them niggas that had 30s. If I ain't got no 30, nigga, I ain't got no gun. You feel what I'm saying? They influenced them like that because that's what they seen at first. They wasn't seeing niggas dropping niggas. They was just watching academics tell stories. But they seen them 30s in every video. Every Chief Keef video was 30s everywhere. So they was the 30 came in and it made it
everybody upgrade.
yeah, everybody. If nigga, I ain't doing nothing if I ain't got no 30 out here.
They don't need one
Still
to
like
show
that.
it. They don't need much want to show it if it ain't got no.
Von came in and said, nigga, it don't matter if you got no 30. You ain't got no bodies. What's a gangster without the bodies? That turned them niggas up outside a little bit different, cause it ain't about rapping. They want to have that image of being.
Put that banner in their back.
Yeah, they want that. They don't even want the rap. No, they want to come in the game as the demon. They want to get a check off of being a demon.
They want that credit first before the check.
Because let's just be honest, Von got paid off of being a demon.
That's facts.
Features, all of that. So it's like nobody else. We know Youngboy to be dangerous from, because we know his power as boss.
But this is different.
This is different. Because we talking about a nigga saying, stop the car.
This was a creature.
This was a nigga that left his house every day looking for a nigga to kill.
He was a creature.
In the rap game. What rapper ain't gonna want to pop up with no nigga like that in their video? What nigga don't want the real killer in their video?
That's facts. That's why he gonna be remembered forever, man.
And what's going on right now with the cases, him would have been indicted and all that type of stuff like that. It just solidifies how solid of a nigga he was, how much that really was him outside. Because this nigga gone, and they still trying to indict the nigga for murders and shit. And he gone. But they like, shit, had he not died, it's a year later. They like, if he didn't die, we was finna get him anyway.
He gave him hell when he was well, though.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean?
He did.
But that's all we got right now on this episode. It's time for that culture for the streets, man. Everybody, we thank y'all for tuning in to the channel. Do not leave out the trap until you've been served, and you know we serving every day. You did what I'm saying?
You already know, man, and tap in, man. We back on our grind, so you're gonna see the content dropping consistently. We was on a little break, but we back better, stronger. Content about to get heavier, and we got some things we about to do, man. But y'all got to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ding the notification, man. Stay tapped in. It's time for that culture for the streets, hosted by Mafia and Pain.